What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you guys are having a good day out there. Hopefully you guys are doing pretty well. Today's video, I wanted to go over how to mod Darth Vader to kill and destroy, counter Galactic Legend Ray. So this is going to be, I would say it's kind of in depth for the modding, kind of not. It's kind of straightforward for the most part. We're going to go into not just only Darth Vader, but we're going to go into his cohorts rather, his partners, his buddies with the team. And the nice thing about this whole counter is that you can utilize a lot of different fourths and fifths in here. However, the main three I would say for the most part you want to have is Vader with Thrawn and also Wat Tambor. However, with the Wat, I know a lot of people don't have Wat unlocked. And I'm trying to get something out there. I want to try to do some more tests in my arena versus some Rays to see if I can pull it off without Wat. I think it might be possible. It's going to be kind of hard to do because Wat's weapon tech with the TM gain whenever they take a turn is very, very nice for your team. So let's go into this video. Let's go chat about Vader some more because he's a fun character. Ever since he got a rework, he has been awesome. I love this guy. I got him all the way up to Relic 6. Trying to shoot for Relic 7 soon. I don't know how long it'll take until I can hit that, but let's go into the mods. First and foremost, I want to go and look into my previous modding on my other Vader I had before I went out and got him a few relics higher. So right here you can see this Vader is Relic 3, and he has both Zetas, I guess 2 Zetas, now he has 3. He has a Zeta on the lead and also on his special, the Merciless Massacre. So the one thing I would say here in the modding, the one thing you have to have, I think, for the sets for the CD and CC, you wanna maintain for those two sets very, very high crit chance and very, very high potency. As you can see here is why it's a bit different and not as good as my current build is. We'll go into my current one in a little bit. Is because the crit chance, I always say CC, I like to abbreviate things. The crit chance is not as high and the potency is very, very low. And the two things you want for Vader is, I mean, there's a few things, but the two most important things for Vader is having high crit chance and also having very, very high potency. And with having a crit damage and a crit chance set, it is very, very hard to accomplish that. I would not go for an offense cross here. I'd go for a potency cross because that means that you get a lot more debuffs, which can translate into more damage with this Coaling Blade later down the line. And for the speed here, I think this is good speed I had previously. Not too slow, not too fast. It's a good speed. The health and protection don't matter as much here because you will probably not have him ever take a turn. And if Rey does happen to take an ult, you can actually tank the ultimate. So that's pretty nice, actually. So that was my Relic 3. I did my video I did a couple days ago about Vader when he was first reworked, I guess you could say. But now this is my current Vader. And I really have no issue at all countering any teams for Rey. Any team comps I can beat with this Vader without really any issues at all. And we'll go into some Reys that can be kind of problematic, but it's the modding of the Reys that make it a bit harder. We'll go into that a little bit later in the video. So when I was saying about the mods, you really want to have a crit chance. First and foremost, crit chance set is a must-have here. And you want to make sure that you can get around 75% crit chance. So mine currently is at that benchmark because you want that 75 so that with the Merciless Massacre you gain 25% more from it because you get that, right? Which would mean that you have 100%, which means you crit no matter what, right? Unless, of course, they have some critical hit immunity or they have some more CA critical avoidance built in, kind of like a Jedi Revan. He has 10%, so there's like a 10% chance you don't crit, but for the most part, you'll crit, right? So you want to make sure, first and foremost, that you do have high crit chance. And that's pretty hard to accomplish without having either high relics for one or really, really stellar mods for two. So if you wanted to kind of make this the most consistent, the most efficient, I think Relic 5 is a very, very safe play here for most uses in your GAC, TWs, and your arena. So of course we can see here 75 is golden. You really want to hit that if you can. Second thing here is a potency. Potency, for me personally, it's a bit low. I want to bump this up to at least 100%. So what that means for the other mods here is potency cross is a must. If you can get a potency cross here, that is golden. Getting it 60 is really, really good. And other ones, you want to for sure have a crit damage triangle. And going about actually just about this triangle, this actually can change depending on where you want to use them. Outside the Rey counter, you can actually really change and change up his mods pretty dramatically depending on where you want to use him, like countering in a Grievous counter, a Padme counter, stuff like that. You can really kind of change up the mods. So that's pretty nice for Vader. He's very, very flexible in the mods. You can have a lot of different variety in his mods, which is really cool and really fun for those modders out there. So you want to have a CD triangle, you want to have a potency cross, health or protection, doesn't really matter, either or. One that I would say has some good potency and also good crit chance as a secondaries. And really all of these mods here, all 6 of them, you want to look for mods that are crit chance or crit damage. I guess even offense too if you have some good offense ones, but most importantly between those two sets for crit damage and crit chance, like I said, even offense, you want to make sure that you have high crit chance on your secondaries and high high potency. Those two, you want to have good crit chance and good potency. If you can have those two being really, really good and pretty high for the most part, you will be really set, really golden, really, really good. So as you can see here, this one has a lot of speed, some crit chance, some potency, so it's a pretty good mod. This one is the potency cross. Doesn't really have much of the crit chance built in as a secondary, but it has good speed and the potency cross, so that's okay. This one is very, very good. It has both of what I want, potency and crit chance, and that little additional speed, which is really, really awesome. And then this one, however, is a new one I sliced not too long ago, which has both, but the potency is very, very high. In this mod, if you can get an arrow, either it be a crit chance, a crit damage, or an offense, you want one that has some good freaking potency and some crit chance as well, because the potency, as we can kind of see down the line, it will really, really help with the damage output. We'll get into why it's so important for potency in a little bit. And then, of course, you know, this one doesn't have great potency as secondaries, but it has some crit chance with really, really strong speed. I have some more mods I want to slice so I can maximize the potency and the crit chance, and I'm going to have to slice those here in a couple days, but this is kind of just for like what it is at the moment. And then the diamond here has crit chance and it has some offense, but no potency. So with what I would shoot for my other mods I want to slice, and I will slice, I should be at around the 105% potency mark. I will lose like a few speed, but that's okay. The main things here is you want to have crit chance high, potency high, good decent offense, not crazy offense, because as you can see here with his cooling blade, you get 50% more damage for each effect dispelled. And if you are thinking about it this way, if you want to deal the most damage you can possibly do, would you rather just stack him up with a bunch of offense mods and secondary stats, or would you want to stack him with more potency and crit chance to make sure you land the crits for 1 and you get more debuffs for 2, so that translates into more damage with your cooling blade? And personally, I want to maximize the damage and I want to go for potency. So potency is pretty huge. The difference between landing a couple of debuffs and not is pretty significant in this counter and his team versus Raze, of course. I guess it's the same thing for every other use in the games as well. And the last thing I want to go about here for his mods is we talked about the offense or crit damage. I personally just like the crit damage myself. I haven't really had any issues with it at all. However, you can probably go with an offense one if you would like, but between, you know, the two, you want to just make sure, like we just said earlier, you want to make sure that you maintain high crit chance and high potency to land the debuffs, the dots, the speed down, and also land those crits. So benchmark 75% is really, really awesome here to have. And if you can shoot for 100% potency, that's golden. Get maxed out crit damage if you can. If you're not rocking a crit damage set in an offense one, that's okay. Having 192% crit damage is good. And the speed mark, I would say, is around 250 plus, is very, very solid as well. And don't worry too much about these health or protection, because he's not going to get hit as much here. So that's the mods here. And now what I want to show with you guys here today is battle I just kind of recorded beforehand that is, I would say, a pretty good showcase of this all in action with my current mod loadout and what it all looks like currently. So to do this, let me swap over here to my video. So this is one of few I want to show today. There's some I want to show with you guys. And oh, is this even the right one? Oh, yeah, it is. I swapped out my teams. Okay, so my favorite team, like I said, there's a lot of different variation in this counter with who you want to use for the 4th and the 5th. Personally, I love this team here to counter pretty much any of the comps. So usually what I fight in my arenas, you guys probably are going to be like, where's all the Poes and the Finns? I only ever really see full Jedi now because that holds the best versus the Darth Revan counter and JKR counter. But I do have a couple I want to show with you guys today that are Poe and Finn. But in this video right here, this is just showing you guys the mods of what it looks like once you have all of the proper mods for your guys. So, of course, you want to use the Massacre. You want to do basics all around the table. This one's with Luke, so you want to make sure that he doesn't get off his stun. That's pretty easy to do actually here. And Traya here is actually pretty dang awesome because she can isolate GK and then reduce the cooldown of Vader's Merciless Massacre by 1. So look right here. You one-shot Wat Sambor, right? Boom, he's dead. And then you get Merciless Massacre back. You lower his TM because of Watt's tech being there, and he calls out assist, and he reduces, and then you just go for Vader. Rather for JKR, because you got to kill him in this counter, or else he saviors somebody, he saves somebody with that unique. But having the whole idea with Isolate and Traya here, and there you go, 370k, that's pretty awesome. The idea here with Traya is just to reduce Vader's cooldown and get a permanent, buff immunity, pretty much, the Isolate, onto a tank. And GK is the best one to put it on because he taunts a lot, especially with Wat Sambor here. And this is a great counter to Wat Sambors, in my opinion. Okay, so after you have JK out of there, and you have Wat, you want to go for Rey. She has to go. She has to. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to lower some TM if possible before Thrawn gets out. But now he comes out. And again, with that Traya being there, the Isolate reduces the cooldowns by 1. And now we can get back to a Saber Throw and his Merciless Massacre, dealing crazy amounts of damage. So I'm going to do one more AoE there. Probably a bit risky there. I didn't want to lower her health too much, or she might have gotten damage immunity, but we were good there. And now we get 21, I guess it's, what, 24 debuffs. And we're going to see what damage is looking like. I think, what was that, 330k? Non-crit. Imagine if that was a crit, though. If that was a crit, guys, that'd be just 700k plus. I would say that's crazy damage. No crit though, and what that goes to show you is there is still RNG here, and that right here with my mods, my current mods right here in this counter, I had like 95% crit chance. So this is like really bad RNG with the crits, but we freaking got it, and that's the most important thing. So afterwards, after Rey's done, everybody here is just so healthy and good. There is no way a Luke can solo. There's no way a GK can just beat you up. You're totally fine, right? You're totally fine. And of course, IPD is really great here. I want to do a whole freaking video just talking about IPD because I love IPD and his kit so much. It is actually one of the best characters for Vader at the moment in this game. And I've said it before in my other videos, if you guys have the resources to put him gear 11, gear 12, definitely do it and toss that Zeta on him because that Zeta is so dang good. Stopping the buffs. Oh, hang on, guys, hang on. You guys see that? Oh man, there's our thumbnail for today, I think. 1 million damage. There you go. Crazy damage though. But I just want to talk about IPD. He's so good. And maybe a whole different video on him. That's just how good he is really in this counter. So I'm gonna save Fatals for last because that one is versus a Finn and Poe, and that's probably one you'll probably mostly see the most in your arenas. But this one right here is versus a Tenacity Rey, and Tenacity Reys are a pain in the ass because you can't land much debuffs. You cannot land much debuffs at all, and if you don't land debuffs on Rey, how are we going to kill her, man? So we do beat it in this one. We're using Traya, and we're using BSF. It would probably work even better if I had IPD here, but I didn't. So I'm using Traya and BSF here, which isn't too bad. You still get the Isolate and you get increased cooldown, but I forgot to use on Vader there, which is a huge misplay. So now it's going to be a bit more scary here. But it should be okay still because we have a lot of the TM capabilities still on the team. So we got to toss over there onto Wat, and now we want to kind of lower the TM when we're kind of trying to utilize the Vader leadership here so that we can lower their TM from hitting them. We lost Wat, which is really unfortunate this early on, but we should still be okay. So we got to worry about the Jedi here. We got to worry about JKR, killing him, getting him out of the picture. So trying to target there. If Wat was still alive, you can call to assist there. He can do some nice damage, but he's not. And Rey's not getting many debuffs on her, so this might not do the job. Let's see if it does. Okay, well, actually we went for JKR there. It's not a bad play either. But in some cases, if you don't land enough debuffs, you're going to not win. You're going to lose. But we use Trey here not only just for the Isolate capabilities, but she can actually also apply Tenacity down, which translates into more debuffs. As you can see here, now we got the debuffs going. We about lost Thrawn there, but we're going to be okay still. We got to just make sure we get back to the big Saber Toss and I guess the big Merciless Massacre, right? One turn off. She might get ultimate. She does. But we got the offense down from the Basil Sean Fallen's Fear. I made a misplay not doing the cooldown increase with Isolate on a Vader, which really shook things up here. So I got to make sure I play this better now. Like I said earlier, it's a very good thing that you can still tank Rey's ultimate, especially here with BSF applying offense down. It does not do that much damage to your whole team. You can tank it and you'll be just fine. So we gotta still deal with Rey. She's gotta wake up and do her thing. There she goes. We tank it. We're totally fine. She still has a really decent amount of debuffs here. 7 debuffs. She's about at that lifeblood or the saving herself phase of the damage immunity at half health. We got to go for it there. Boom, we got it. 214k. Not bad. And now it is golden. So I want to show this one because this is a really tough team to fight. Tenacity Rays are a pain in the butt. So that's that one. And I guess the last one we'll show here for you guys today is the one with Fatal and how he uses this in his last stream. If you guys didn't know, he does stream too. You guys should definitely check out Fatal. He's a great player. He knows what's up. He knows how to play the game. He's a top tier player in my opinion. Go check him out. So like I said, this isn't like the best team here, but it's a good showcase of just how the proper mods are. And I will let you guys know this. Fatal has a much better mod set than I do. Much better. He's way better on the mods on his Vader. And I actually think he might have like a relic. I want to say like Relic 7 Darth Vader. But this one, it's in a GAC he used recently. He's using his Darth Revan, which is still a good one to use because you can apply that AoE fear. And like I said earlier, you probably actually can outspeed a Finn as long as there's no Malik. And if you can, that's pretty awesome. And in this one, if you're going to use Darth Revan, you can apply the AoE fears. You can probably lower their speeds as well. There's a lot of cool things here with Darth Revan. And boom, Finn is gone, dude. He is gone. And now you want to just proc these merciless targets, man. And you're going to get back to your saber throw again. It is crazy. I really do believe that this might be one of the most fun counters in the game. Boom, 650k, man. Like what, like there's nothing that really, in my opinion, can compare. I'll take that back. Padme was pretty dang fun. This is kind of like how much fun I had with Padme. This is really fun for me, and I'm sure it's fun for a lot of you guys. Just showing this counter to you guys and showing how you can best utilize the mods. So this is pretty much the whole video for today. We're gonna kill and finish up Rey Scavenger here, but the whole TLDR, if you guys didn't want to, watch until the end, the best way to mod your Vader is simply this. Get a crit damage or an offense set with a critical chance set. Getting a potency cross here, critical damage triangle. Speed here, you need the speed. Of course offense, of course defense. Health or protection doesn't matter. The one thing that matters the most is having both potency and crit chance with some good speed. The offense doesn't matter as much because you get a lot more damage dealt if you apply more dots. So with that all being said, guys, hopefully this helped you guys, fighting your Reys. If you have to fight Reys, I'm sure you guys probably do a lot. This whole Vader counter doesn't do very well versus Kylo's at all, so I'm not too sure if I'll ever do a video on that counter. But for Reys, this should really help you out for the majority of your Swago life. I think this will really do a lot of good stuff for you guys. It's been doing a lot of good for me. So hopefully with that being all said, guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you found it helpful, make sure you guys give it a like, share it around, and if you guys are new here to the channel, feel free to give me a sub. I want to do as many of these fun videos as I possibly can. And if you guys want me to do any other videos regarding Vader and how you want to mod him for specific counters like I talked about earlier, let me know down below. And any other video ideas you guys want me to do, let me know down below as well in the comments. And with that being said, guys, I will see you all later. Peace out and have a good one, guys. Stay safe out there.